Folks, how are you? Today is, man, what is it? It is March 4th. I can't believe it's March 4th already. Anyway, March 4th, 2021. My name is Kurt. I'm your host of the Mañana morning check-in, and today is more like the Mañana afternoon check-in, but I did want to check in and say hi to you guys and make good on what the things that I do. Um, Amazing. I was just listening to Grant Cardone on one channel, working on my devotional on another, and thinking about business and the tools that it takes to do it and all of those fun things. So, and I know that sounds like just all this going on, right? But here's the deal. You guys remember a couple weeks ago I had to buy a computer, right? The one that I had, my Razer Blade Stealth, which was a great workhorse of a computer for 2 years. It overheated. It got so hot, it just started to melt and warp, and eventually it just wouldn't power up. So I'm like, okay, I got to go get a new computer. Now, as you guys know, I make a ton of content and I do a lot of video and I edit a lot of video, and that takes it creates a lot of heat inside these systems. So I'm not bashing the Razer Blade. I love the computer. It just didn't hold up, past the 2 year mark. So I ran out and I got a Lenovo 7i Yoga. i7, 7i Yoga 7i. Got a great deal on it, man. I got it at Best Buy. It was on a sale. They were having a Lenovo sale. I don't know if the thing was mismarked or what, but I got a 12 gig, half terabyte laptop for, what was it, $699. Well, yesterday I'm editing video and I'm just getting frustrated because it's not doing it. Things are coming out green. You know what I mean? Like you get that interference on the, and I would like re-render, trying different things, and I couldn't seem to get rid of it. So it wasn't a user error. I just feel like as great as a computer as it is, it won't do the job that I need it to do. So I jumped onto Best Buy again, which I love to do. And by the way, the iPad Pro, that's going home. The iPad Pro is not a keeper. I did not like swapping over to that, and I was tempted to go Mac. I was tempted to get like, one of those, what do they call it, MacBook Pro. I was tempted to get a MacBook Pro or a MacBook Air, whatever. But I was like looking at the specs and looking at things, and I'm like, well, that's 8 gigs of RAM, and I can get 16 gigs in a PC, and looking at the money and stuff. Well, I came across this. I was looking online at the open box sales at Best Buy, and I ended up getting, see, I'm really weird. I keep everything in here like this, but I ended up getting me a Yoga 9i, right? So I went from the 7i to the 9i, and this one's got the NVIDIA GTX GTU in it, and it's got 16 gigs of RAM. It's got a terabyte memory, and it seems to work. We will find out shortly, as tomorrow I've got some more video that I'm going to try and edit down, and turned on. That's pretty. Even the screen is nice. So let me go ahead and turn this off. But it's if you work with computers and PCs and business and all of this, what's going to come out of my face next. What's going to come out of my face next is this has been a horrible distraction. As cool as it is to get new computers and be on top of things and be tech savvy and all that, it's quite the distraction. Setting up new computers and getting your accounts in them and clearing accounts from old computers, and I don't even know what I'm going to do with the 7i yet. I mean, do I return it? Do I donate it? Do I give it to a kid? Do I trade it for my wife? Let my wife have the new computer and then take hers and give it to one of the kids? I just don't know what to do with the unit yet. But at the end of the deal, I got smoking hot deals on these things. So if you've never bought an open box computer from Best Buy and you're in the market, I recommend that wholeheartedly, man. I run down there all the time. Whenever I'm looking for new tech product, I always check the open box first. There's tons of reasons why things end up in the open box cabinet, and the open box cabinet is full of deals. I saved $705 last night driving the extra 17 miles to a different Best Buy, not the one closest to my house, but to a different Best Buy. I saved $705 driving out to pick that up last night. And that's certainly worth an extra 32 miles on the car, right? 34 miles on the car. So that's one thing. It's like not much of an announcement, but just something to share, right? Next thing is Challenge Connection. Man, I jumped in. As you know, I launched it this month. Launch is such a weird word. I made it public this month. I let people see it this month. And this week has been nice because I've had some extra time. So I've been able to set up the challenge connection, like the Twitter page, right? The Facebook page, the LinkedIn page. I've been able to get that stuff set up. I've been able to seed those accounts with a little bit of posting up front. And it'll be nice when I can take some of the challenge connection videos that I have in Mañana no Más and duplicate those over to the challenge connection YouTube channel. And so the challenge connection will be its own brand. It'll be separate from Mañana no Más. I mean, anyone that knows me knows that it's part of the portfolio, but I think it's important that the challenge connection be its own thing. And so I'm working very hard at growing a separate channel for the challenge connection. So you might see invitations, coming from different areas, and that's okay. That's what's happening there. Things are coming from different places. So there's that. The Power Sports Academy is man, it's ripping and roaring too. Having this amount of content ready online to serve dealers and help dealers serve customers, and in the end have customers be happier and dealers make more money. It's such a passionate drive for me. It's hard to even put into words the satisfaction I get from helping a dealer and his team run their shop better and make money. So many shops I talk to, and they've heard about it. They're like, oh yeah, I heard about the Power Sports Academy. That's yours, right? Yeah. And I'm always shocked because I'm thinking maybe I'm doing a bad job. Maybe nobody's hearing about it, right? No, they heard about it. They just assumed they didn't need it. Like dealers, especially ones that keep their eye on this kind of stuff, right? They'll see, oh, that's cool that he's doing that. That's cool that he's doing that. Oh yeah, that's cool. I don't think we need it though, right? And it always goes to, I don't think we need it though. Why wouldn't you need it? Right? So I go into these dealerships and I do a needs assessment, and I take a look at the repair orders, and I take a look at flow with the customers. I look at how they answer the phone. I look at attitudes. I look at personalities. I look at the parts ordering process. I take a look at what I call the service sales funnel. I want to make sure that work's getting through the shop in the most efficient way possible. I interview technicians. I talk to other people inside the store. I take an inventory of the service, what I call service inventory. So I take a look around at the lot and try and match that up to their open repair orders. And, even what appears to be the best run, most optimally run shops comes up with some glaring shortcoming that can be altered, fixed, modified. And when we do that, we see a lot of things happen. One, we see customers get happier, right? We make the repair process more efficient. Customers get repaired motorcycles back quicker. They're happier. They're fixed the first time. A lot of those metrics that you look at get fixed when you fix a process, right? But then the side effects are the staff is actually happier, right? The technicians like to work in an organized space. They like when there's a process and a system. Service writers and managers, when everyone else is following the process and the system, are more content and happy with their work. And of course, the profit margins go up because the efficiency, the productivity, and the attitude is all increased. So it ends up being like this win, 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 right? And it's just so weird because I'll talk to dealers and they'll say, oh yeah, that's cool that you do that. Thank goodness we don't need that kind of help here. And it's like, you're exactly who I'm talking to. You're exactly who I'm talking to. So what I've begun doing is I've begun offering dealers kind of a no charge needs assessment, right? Here's the deal. I'll visit your shop. I'll walk around. I'll do my thing. I'll go home. I'll take a look at the pictures and some of the data that I've recorded from my visit, and I'll make you a proposal. And I'll send you that proposal. That'll talk about the shortcomings of your shop, the pluses and the minuses, right? Hey, you're knocking it out of the park over here, but this is what's paying for that, right? And kind of look at the whole thing and go, hey, maybe you're short on staff. Maybe you've got too much staff. Maybe, your parts people aren't communicating with your service people. Maybe your salespeople, are smoking crack in the parking lot. I don't know, but we'll figure it out. I'll do the needs assessment. I'll forward that to you. And then it's up to you. You know what? No strings attached. I'll do the needs assessment. it adds value to me because I'm collecting data and experience by being in your shop anyway. And then for you, you get the proposal. If you want to enact on that proposal yourself, have at it. If you want to use the Power Sports Academy to increase your staff's effectiveness and productivity, then we can have a discussion about that as well. But the Power Sports Academy is moving forward. And, looking at the different manufacturers that I've been able to spend some time with, I know that our product is solid. I know that what we teach works. And I've got a track record with our product that is fantastic. In fact, we've got a couple of Power Sports Academy dealers that have agreed to make video testimonials. So it'll be interesting to get those done over the next month or so and get those posted and added to the website. So super, super stoked about that. And then there's just other stuff, right? Other stuff going on. So today was, I said, hey, it's actually the Mañana Nomás afternoon check-in. And that's because today was chock full of meetings. We had one at 8:30. We had one at 9. We had another one at 10. I got meetings tomorrow at 10:30, right? And it just goes on and on. It's not a complaint. This is great stuff. Folks, keep it coming. I'm going to ask you a question. If you're watching this video, I want you to think about this. Who do you know that I should know? Think about that for just a moment, right? Who's in your circle where you know they would benefit from knowing me and I would benefit from knowing them, right? Think about that. Who do you know that I should know? And then, man, I would love it if you would just either connect us on LinkedIn or, reach out through the contact link on the Mañana No Mas website. Or if you're watching this on the YouTube live channel, go ahead and put the note in comments. I'll get the notification. But I would love to continue growing this network, this community, this Mañana No Mas thing. This has been almost a surreal experience. When I started the push really, really hard last year, I mean, I had been branding Mañana No Mas for years, right? But last year, I really started the push. And I really started adding value to people through that communication as well. I started just giving information away, right? Just whatever I got, whatever's on my mind, I'm going to share it. And I hope that it adds value to somebody and drives somebody to the next step in their life that day. And these last few months, going out on the road and visiting people on site, it has been overwhelming. How many people have said, oh, hey, you're Kurt? Are you the Mañana No Mas guy? And right, like all the work from last year is paying off. And folks, I've been telling you for over a year now, I'm all about seed and harvest kind of selling. I'm all about relationships over transactions. I'm all about all these, these feel good statements that some people think are just nauseous. I'm all about them. I really believe it's the way to go. If I just continue adding value to people and making myself an expert in certain fields, sooner or later, the dollars will catch up to the value, right? So as I was thinking that, and I did this yesterday, so be ready for me. I was reading a devotional from February 19th, and it was talking about all in the same boat. And it's from the book of Acts where Paul sees, guys jumping off the boat in bad weather, right? And then Paul says, hey, if all these sailors don't stay with the ship, we're all going to go down, right? He's like, hey, what's going on? You can't let your sailors jump ship. They got to run the boat. If they keep jumping, there ain't gonna be nobody left to get the rest of us to safety, right? And so John Maxwell breaks it down and he says, the quality most needed among teammates amidst the pressure of difficult challenge is collaboration. And I think about this last year. I think about so many people overreacting or scared or pigeonholed into some, lack of existence because of the COVID scare or something like that. And people are allowing themselves to be manipulated by the situation. And I've said this for a while. I've said it in different ways, but I want to try and say it differently today, especially in light of this reading. This reading talks about collaboration, overcoming obstacles through collaboration. If you remember what I said yesterday, I talked about the Power Sports Roundtable and how instead of running a Power Sports, webinar by myself like a superstar, for half a day, how much better would it be to bring in 4 other experts and spread the wealth, right? And let each of us just take an hour, do a 5-hour webinar. Each of us takes an hour, 5 different subjects, and try to add value to as many dealers and power sports related professionals as possible. And through that collaboration, it was a success. So much of a success that I plan on doing it again, right? Um, I was thinking about the Power Sports Academy and how I am like this lone wolf trying to add value to all these dealers. It sounds great, would make a great book someday, maybe make a movie, who knows? But let's face facts. I need to bring people into the fold to bring in their energy, their abilities, and to, like John Maxwell says in the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, right? Multiplication is one of those rules. You have to be able to duplicate yourself, and you have to be able to multiply your efforts through adding value and enhancing the leadership of others. And so I'm currently looking for some people to bring on board in the Power Sports Academy to help me bring this message to the dealers, right? And I'm offering one heck of a commission on it. So, folks, I'm throwing it out there. If you would like a region in the United States to sell the Power Sports Academy, get in touch with me through the website. Just hit me on the contact link. But this collaboration thing is important. It says, perception, see teammates as collaborators. So you need to actually have teammates first, right? Attitude, be supportive and not suspicious of teammates. Focus, concentrate on the team and not yourself, right? And then results, create great victories through multiplication. And I was just talking about multiplication, right? One of the absolute laws of leadership is duplication, multiplication, right? When you create leaders with you, you're not just adding, you're multiplying, right? So let's say I'm a leader and I can lead 50 people. Great. Let's say the lid on my leadership is 50. I can lead 50 people really well. Well, out of those 50 people, if I raise up 2 strong leaders, right, they're still in my 50. But if they can each take care of 30, well, that's multiplication, right? All of a sudden, instead of 50, we've got 110 people that I'm leading within that organization. Does that make sense? So when you look at it from a math standpoint, multiplication and leadership is an absolute necessity. And I've really begun to take a lot of that to heart. I cannot continue to do Challenge Connection, Power Sports Academy, Mañana no Mas, the Leadership Academy that's inside the Mañana no Mas Academy, the stuff that I've done with church. I mean, I just can't continue to do all that myself. At some point, I got to bring in people, and I've got to be able to delegate to them and trust them to run these messages to the top of the mountain, right? So, folks, you are witnessing it. You're seeing it. You're watching it all unfold, and I hope that it's an inspiration to others that are looking at starting their own thing. Folks, I'm going to let you go for today. As always, it's a pleasure to see you. I